The sun scorched the earth of Umuoke village until it cracked like old pottery. Dust rose with every footstep, clinging to skin and lips. The river that had once been wide and singing was now only a trickle, snaking through a bed of stones. Children cried at the empty water pots, and elders sat silent beneath the withered shade trees. In the village square, women filled calabashes with dust and pretended it was water to calm their children. Men argued in low voices. The chief's council had no answers. On the third week without rain, as dusk painted the sky red and gold, a stranger walked into the village. She was tall and graceful, her wrapper bright as a bird's wing despite the dust. On her head, she balanced a clay gourd painted with strange blue markings. The villagers stared. A little boy pointed. "Mama, look, she carries water." The stranger stopped in the center of the square. Her skin gleamed like oiled wood, her eyes dark as storm clouds. She set the gourd down and dipped her hand inside. Water ran down her fingers, clear and cold. Gasps rose from the crowd. An elder shuffled forward, leaning on his staff. "Stranger, where do you come from with water in a time like this?" The woman smiled, but it was a slow, knowing smile. "I come from the place where rivers never sleep. My gourd never runs dry." Murmurs ran through the villagers. "Never runs dry? Is she a spirit?" The elder cleared his throat. "If you bring water, you are welcome. Our children thirst." The woman tilted her head. "Water is not free, elder." "What do you want? We have no money, no cows. Even the goats are thin," said another man. "I do not want your goats," she said softly. "I do not want your coins. I want your truths." "Truths?" the elder echoed. "Your secrets," the woman said. Her eyes glinted. "Each drink from my gourd costs a secret. Tell me something you have hidden, something no one else knows. Then you may drink." The crowd shifted uneasily. "Secrets? Why?" a woman asked. "Because secrets are heavier than gold," the stranger said. "And I am very thirsty." The elder hesitated. He was old, and his mouth was dry as ash. Finally, he leaned closer and whispered into her ear. No one heard what he said. The woman's smile widened. "Drink," she said. She poured clear water into a calabash and handed it to him. The elder raised it to his lips. He drank deeply, and tears ran down his dusty cheeks. "It is cool. It is real," he gasped. At once the crowd surged forward. Mothers pushed to the front, clutching children. Men shouted offers. The woman raised her hand. "One at a time," she said. "Each of you must tell me your secret before you drink." A young mother stepped up, trembling. She whispered into the stranger's ear. The woman nodded, poured water, and the mother gulped it like life itself. Another man stepped forward, confessing something under his breath. Another drink. All evening they came, whispering their hidden shames, their hidden sins, their hidden desires. The woman listened, her eyes glimmering, her gourd never running dry. At the edge of the square, a thin girl named Nnenna watched silently. She was no elder, no mother, just a weaver's daughter with sharp eyes. She noticed something no one else did. With each secret spoken, the blue markings on the gourd glowed a little brighter, and the tiny trickle of the river behind the square grew thinner. She tugged her friend's sleeve. "Chima, do you see the river?" she whispered. Chima shook his head, gulping his water. "I only see water in my cup. I don't care where it comes from." Nnenna frowned. She had not drunk, and she had no secret she was willing to give. She watched the stranger's smile, too calm, too sharp. By nightfall, the villagers had drunk their fill. The woman lifted her gourd, now glowing faintly in the moonlight. "I will be here tomorrow," she said. "Bring your secrets. Bring your thirst." She walked out of the square toward the sacred hill beyond the village. Her feet did not leave prints in the dust. Nnenna watched her go, a chill crawling down her spine. "This is not just water," she whispered to herself. "This is something else." Above, the stars blinked like silent witnesses. The wind carried the smell of rain, but no rain came. The next morning, before the rooster had finished crowing, the village square was already crowded. Men, women, and children gathered with their calabashes, their eyes fixed on the road from the sacred hill. "She will come," one of the women whispered. "Did she not promise?" "She said her gourd never runs dry," a man replied, wiping sweat from his brow. "If this is true, we will live until the rains return." The children fidgeted, restless. Some clutched empty gourds that had not known water in days. Their lips were cracked, their eyes dull. Desperation clung to the air like smoke. At last she appeared, the stranger in her bright wrapper, the clay gourd balanced on her head. The villagers parted as though she were a queen. She placed the gourd on the ground, her fingers brushing its glowing blue markings. "Good people of Umuoke," she said in a voice smooth as flowing water. "Are you ready to drink again?" "Yes," voices cried. "Please give us water." Her eyes glimmered. "You know the price. Speak your secrets and the gourd will feed you." The elder from the day before stepped forward again. His throat was already wet from yesterday's gift, but hunger for more showed in his eyes. "Let the children drink first," he croaked. "I will speak again if I must." But the woman lifted her hand. "Children too must have secrets. Let them tell what they hide from their mothers." Gasps ran through the crowd. Mothers clutched their little ones. A boy no more than 10 stepped out, trembling. I stole roasted maize from the shrine," he confessed, his small voice cracking. The woman's smile deepened. "Good boy. You may drink." She poured clear water into his hands. The boy drank eagerly, and his mother wept. One after another, villagers stepped forward. A man whispered, "I once wished my brother dead." A woman muttered, "I threw away my child's charm so she would stop crying." Another admitted to hiding yams in the famine of last year. Each confession was devoured by the woman's ears. Each sip of water was poured from the endless gourd. And all the while, the river behind the village sank lower, the stones in its bed rising like ribs through a starving chest. At the edge of the crowd, Nnenna watched, her lips pressed tight. She whispered to her father, who stood beside her. "Papa, can you not see? The more they drink, the weaker the river grows." Her father frowned. "Do not speak foolishness, Nnenna. This woman is a blessing from the gods." "But why secrets?" Nnenna insisted. "Why not yams, or cloth, or chickens? Why must she take our truths?" Her father's face hardened. "We are thirsty, child. If she asks for secrets, we give them. Better secrets than our lives." Nnenna said no more, but her heart beat with unease. By afternoon, quarrels had broken out in the line. Husbands pushed wives aside. Neighbors shouted accusations. "You drank twice," one man cried. "You are hiding secrets that should belong to the village." The stranger only laughed, her gourd glowing brighter with every confession. She lifted it high, and for a moment, Nnenna thought she saw shadows moving inside it. Shapes like small dancers, twisting and crying in silence. That night, the village feasted on the little food they had left, rejoicing that their thirst was quenched. But Nnenna sat awake, staring at the sky. The stars were sharp, the moon pale, but not a single cloud drifted by. And in the silence of the night, she heard it, the faintest sound of wailing, coming not from the village huts, but from the direction of the sacred hill where the woman had gone. "The gourd," Nnenna whispered. "She is hiding something in that gourd." Her unease hardened into determination. Tomorrow, she decided, she would follow the woman. By the third week, The village no longer smelled of cooking fires or fresh leaves. It smelled of cracked earth and old secrets. The ground split open like the skin of a dead animal, and the sky above hung heavy, but empty. Even the birds had stopped singing. Yet every dawn the woman came, her gourd still brimming with water, her wrapper spotless despite the dust. No one saw her walk from the sacred hill. She simply appeared, as if she had stepped out of a hidden doorway. This time she did not stand in the square. She walked among them instead, like a hunter moving through tall grass, her gourd glowing faintly blue under the rising sun. Villagers whispered as she passed. Children hid behind their mothers' legs. Her voice was softer now, almost like a hiss. More thirst today, more secrets. An old woman shuffled forward, bowing low. "We are running out of secrets, my lady." The stranger's smile was thin. "Then dig deeper. The heart hides more than the mouth remembers." One by one they spoke, their confessions darker than before. A man whispered of a crime from years past. A young girl revealed she had cursed her own sister. Each time, the woman's fingers stroked the gourd's painted markings, and each time the glow deepened until the blue was almost alive. Nnenna stood at the edge of the square, her nails digging into her palms. She had not drunk once. Her lips were cracked, but her eyes were bright. She watched as the river's trickle turned to mud, then to nothing. "Papa, look at the river," she said to her father. "It's gone." But he only wiped his mouth after drinking. "This is water enough." When the last villager had spoken, the woman lifted her gourd and began to walk back toward the sacred hill. Her feet still left no prints in the dust. Nnenna followed at a distance, moving silently. The path up the hill was lined with old stones, each carved with forgotten names. As Nnenna crept closer, she heard the faint sound of wailing, like 100 tiny voices echoing inside a clay pot. She peered from behind a tree. The woman had stopped at the top of the hill, where a dead baobab tree rose like a skeleton against the sky. She set the gourd at its roots and knelt. Her lips moved, but the words were not any language Nnenna knew. The markings on the gourd flickered like lightning under water. Nnenna's heart pounded. She squinted, and for a heartbeat she saw them. Tiny, shimmering shapes swirling inside the gourd, like silver fish caught in a whirlpool. Their faces were wet with tears, their hands pressed to an invisible wall. The rain spirits. The woman's voice rose in a strange melody. The gourd trembled, its glow pulsing with each word. Clouds gathered far away on the horizon, only to twist and vanish before they reached the village. "No," Nnenna breathed. "She's taking them. She's keeping the rain." Her voice was barely a whisper, but the woman's head turned sharply. Her dark eyes scanned the trees, the corners of her mouth curling upward. "Little sparrow," the stranger called softly, though she could not see Nnenna. "Why do you follow me?" Nnenna pressed herself against the tree, heart hammering. "Come closer," the woman whispered, her voice curling like smoke. "Perhaps you too have a secret to give." The gourd gave a low hum, as though it were alive. The smell of rain hung heavy, but no drop fell. Nnenna turned and fled down the hill, her bare feet striking the stones. She did not stop until the village huts came into view. Her lungs burned, but she knew one thing for certain now. The woman's gourd held the rain itself, and if no one stopped her, Umoke would die. Above, the sky was a pale, empty bowl. Night fell over Umoke like a curtain of ash. The air was thick and heavy, even the crickets had gone silent. Nnenna lay on her mat, staring at the roof. Her father and brothers snored softly, but she could not close her eyes. Every time she blinked, she saw them. The shimmering shapes inside the gourd, the tiny faces pressed against the clay. The rain spirits. Their cries still rang in her ears. She sat up. Her heart was steady now. "If no one else will stop her," she whispered to herself, "I will." She slipped out of the hut and into the night. The village square was deserted. Even the sacred drums in the shrine had cracked from dryness. Above, the sky was a flat, starless black. The path to the hill wound like a snake between termite mounds and twisted trees. Nnenna's feet barely made a sound. She held a palm leaf charm at her chest, the only thing her grandmother had left her. At the top of the hill, the dead baobab loomed like a giant skeleton. The woman knelt at its base, her wrapper glowing faintly blue in the dark. The gourd before her pulsed with light, and a low hum filled the air, like bees trapped under clay. Nnenna stepped out from the shadows. "Stop," she said. Her voice was small, but it did not shake. The woman turned slowly. Her eyes glinted like wet stones. "Little sparrow," she murmured. "I knew you would come." "You're stealing our rain," Nnenna said. "The river is gone. The sky is empty. You're keeping the spirits in your gourd." The woman's smile was like a crack in stone. "They are mine now. Your people gave me what I needed. Secrets are doors, child. When you open enough of them, you can walk anywhere, even into the sky." She ran her fingers over the gourd. The rain spirits were foolish to answer. Now they will serve me. Nnenna took a step closer. "You were one of us once," she said. "I can feel it. A priestess, maybe. You knew the rivers." The woman's smile faltered. "Long ago," she whispered. "They cast me out. They said I was greedy. They left me to die in the dry season. So I learned a new magic. Secrets feed me better than water. Secrets open cages." "Then open this one," Nnenna said, pointing at the gourd. "Let the rain go." The woman laughed softly. "Child, you have no secret strong enough to bargain with me." "I have one," Nnenna said. Her hand closed around the palm leaf charm. "I know your name." The woman's eyes flashed. "You do not." "I do," Nnenna said. "The spirits told me when I watched you. Names are keys too, aren't they?" The hum of the gourd deepened, as if it understood. The woman rose to her feet, taller now, her shadow stretching across the hill like a river of ink. "Say it," she hissed. "Say my name, and watch what happens." Nnenna took a deep breath. The wind began to stir, dry and hot. She could feel the spirits pressing against the gourd's walls, waiting. "My name is mine," the woman whispered. "Yours is nothing." Nnenna stepped closer. "Then let's see if that's true." The gourd trembled. Cracks of light began to pulse along its markings. The dead baobab creaked, though no wind touched it. The air smelled of rain and ashes. In the silence, Nnenna spoke the name. The true name of the woman who stole the rain. The hilltop shuddered as if a great drum had been struck. The hilltop shook as though the earth itself had drawn a sharp breath. Cracks of pale blue light raced across the gourd, pulsing like veins under skin. The dead baobab's branches swayed without wind, creaking like bones. Nnenna's voice echoed after she spoke the woman's true name. The sound lingered in the air like thunder trapped in a cave. The woman staggered, clutching her chest. Her form flickered. For a heartbeat, she looked like a young priestess in white cloth. For another heartbeat, a shadow with hollow eyes. "You dare?" she hissed. "You dare speak what is mine?" "You stole what was ours," Nnenna said. Her voice was steady, though her hands trembled. "Now they are free." The gourd gave a low moan, then a crack. Light poured from it in thin streams. Inside, the rain spirits pressed their hands to the walls, their eyes wide. The woman lunged forward, trying to snatch the gourd. "They are mine!" she screamed. "Their power feeds me!" But Nnenna stepped between her and the clay vessel. She clutched her palm leaf charm to her heart and whispered the name again, louder. The woman shrieked. Her shadow peeled away from her body like black smoke and scattered into the night. The gourd split open with a sound like breaking thunder. From its heart burst a storm, a whirl of silver water and wind, spiraling upward. The rain spirits streamed out, their bodies turning to mist as they rose into the sky. Their cries became laughter, and their tears became rain. A drop hit Nnenna's cheek, cool, real. Then another, and another. Within moments the parched hilltop was drenched, the cracked earth drinking greedily. Down below, the village erupted in shouts as rain poured from the heavens, filling empty pots, softening dry fields. The woman fell to her knees. Her bright wrapper darkened, her hair turned to ash. "No," she whispered. "No, don't leave me." Her form shrank, becoming a thin shadow clinging to the baobab's roots. "Secrets. I still have secrets," she murmured. Then the wind tore her away, scattering her like smoke into the storm. Nnenna stood alone, soaked to the skin, the broken pieces of the gourd at her feet. The palm leaf charm in her hand was warm, glowing faintly, then fading. She looked up at the sky and smiled as thunder rolled. By morning, Umwoke's river sang again, swollen and bright. Children danced in puddles. Women filled their calabashes with sweet water. The elders spoke Nnenna's name with awe. "She freed the rain," they said. "She saved us." But Nnenna said nothing. She only watched the horizon where the sacred hill stood, remembering the shadow that had been a woman. She had learned something that day. No gift is free if it costs your truth. Secrets may seem small, but given to the wrong hands, they can lock the sky itself. As rain fell on her face, Nnenna whispered to herself, "Some doors are not meant to be opened." And somewhere far away, where the clouds gathered thick and dark, a faint hiss of a voice carried on the wind, a warning or perhaps a promise, but it was lost in the sound of falling rain.